Hey, good morning. Yes, it is. It is Tuesday. And what is Tuesday? Cardiac Rehab Day. Yippee. So, what are we talking about today? Well, I thought we'd talk about making small steps. And it's going to relate to both your business and your personal life. So, stay tuned. Alrighty, welcome back to the channel. My name is Eric. If you didn't already know it, yes, this is the weekday, Monday through Friday. Today is Tuesday, November 4th of 2025. So what am I saying when I say small steps? What most people don't realize is even with very successful people, that it's not the big accomplishments that are meaningful. And when I say that, I mean sometimes just showing up. Are there times where I didn't feel good? I didn't want to get out of bed. I didn't want to go to work. And it's like, I don't want anything to do with any of it. And the truth would be yes, because there were many times that I got burned out because I was focusing on the prize and not on my health and on the journey. What do we say about the getting from point A to point B? It's not getting to point B that counts. It's what goes on between point A and point B, and how you got there is the most important. And I can tell you right now, whether in business or in your personal life, the way to get there is small steps. And that means just showing up. Honest to God. Those big bursts are short-lived, if I can say that right. It's the people that keep pushing forward every day and learning new things. And the shop is always teaching me new things as well as life lessons. It's kind of like being invited to a wedding, okay? And you really don't want to go. But you decide, hey, you're going to do it. It's a small step. It's taking time away from something else you probably would rather be doing. But you decide to take that step forward and go to the wedding. And then what happens after you go to the wedding, you find that you're enjoying yourself. You're visiting with people you haven't seen in a long time. And it becomes a great event. One that you can chalk up into the books that you had a great time. That's what I mean. I mean, the people that are successful at business, and a number of you have your own businesses as well, and that is you show up every day. No matter how good or bad you feel, you show up. And you try to go in a positive direction, all right? And when you go into the repair shop in the morning, not all repairs are the same. And I can tell you right now, on a weekly basis, there's something new that I learned because of trial and error, and now know the better way through it. Had I not stepped up those small steps and taken the time to try to do it, I would not have learned how to do it, if that makes any sense. Your life is not a bunch of exciting moments, okay? Because those don't last long. Your life is every day getting up and doing things even when you and your body don't want to. You're always moving in a forward momentum. A lot of times, successful people are not ones that have a lot of courage or business-minded or, motivated, this and that. It's the ones that show up every day. No matter how you feel, you show up. And that's life. You can't just turn life off. You need to be able to show up every day. Even when you don't want to, right? If I were to sit down and think, what defines a successful person? Is it their talents? Is it their, zest for creating businesses? And the answer would be no. The ones that I know that have become successful, including myself, were against all odds, basically, and told that you can't do it. It's not possible. But every day I showed up. Every day I had a mission that I was going to be better than I was yesterday. And that's in life too. Showing up and saying to yourself, how can I make myself better today than what I was yesterday? In a positive way. Well, the guys with the tech companies and stuff and the computers and the software and all that, they were working out of the garage, okay? And they never thought that they would become billionaires. What was their main thing that got them where they wanted to be? And that is they showed up every day, learned something new every day, made it better every day, and continued to keep pushing that direction. I can tell you right now, with those folks, money was not the motivator. If you have money as a motivator, then you're not going to make it. Because I'll tell you, there's slim pickings sometimes when it comes to business, and it takes a while to become established. And most people, probably 90% of the people, will give up before the business can become successful. These guys, like myself, showed up every day, even when they didn't want to. Even when they were pulling their hair out, they still showed up every day and tried to do a forward momentum. Make something better than what I have right now. Doesn't matter how I feel. Let's get in it. Let's keep doing it. And they did that for years before they became successful. With my business, I was 2 years before I started seeing a return on my investment. 2 years is a long time for someone to stay at something and still feel like, I know this is going to work. Some people call it insanity, and probably it is. But I never gave up. And I wasn't looking for the big wins every day. I was looking at forward momentum. How can I make this script better? How can I get more items listed online? When is people going to start utilizing online to buy parts? But that 2 years gave me a chance to get everything set so that my foundation was solid. It wasn't a hit or miss. Some people say, well, you became successful because, just the luck of the draw. No, I didn't. I put in a lot of time on the back end before we even saw any. And I was paying employees out of my own personal account before we started making a profit. But you got to start somewhere. If all you're focused on is the end result, then you're not going to make it. If you can focus on the journey part of it, of how do I get from point A to point B, and line up steps or markers to gauge how you're doing. How much closer are you? But I would say the biggest thing when it comes to business or in life to become successful, you have to have enjoyment from it. Not every day, but for the most part, it has to be something you enjoy doing. It does. Because if not, if you're dragging yourself every day, day in, day out, and that goes for employment. If you're working somewhere that you're just wiped right out, and you may want to think about a different employment. Find something that, even if it pays a little less, if you find that it brings you enjoyment and it fills you up, isn't that worth the chance to do something better? Anything in life, you have to be there. You have to be present. You have to show up. And once you show up, that's forward momentum, okay? Your progress. You're doing things. And then who knows what will happen once you show up. Maybe totally opposite of what you thought it was going to be. Maybe you were thinking it's nothing I want to do or go or be, but once you get there, all of a sudden it becomes enjoyable. That's the difference between someone successful in life and business and someone that is unsuccessful. The unsuccessful person will do bursts. In other words, they only go where they think they're going to get enjoyment and they avoid everything else. When the fact is, the truth is that a lot of things that they deemed as being non-enjoyable could have been very enjoyable depending upon them showing up, being present. It's kind of like going and watching the Pee Wee baseball and soccer. If you have grandkids, with them looking up into the bleachers and seeing you there means a lot. You're not doing much. You just showed up and you're present, right? You're sitting there. But to that child, it means that you have a vested interest in him or her, and you're there for him or her. And by the way, I found it to be very enjoyable watching the kids play baseball. And my grandson did really well. His whole team did. And so did the other team. That's what I mean by showing up. Business can get you into a grip of where you're focused too much on business and not on your personal life. And your personal life will implode. They will. Your kids are going to grow up fast. You and your your better half haven't spoken in years other than saying good night, good morning, and off you do, right? Because you're focused on business. Whether it's your marriage, your children, your home life, showing up matters. Just think about that today. What if it's a bad day when you show up? Did you learn anything from it? See, showing up is about learning what to do and what not to do. And people are going to say, well, what do you mean by what not to do? I mean, if it causes friction or causes something less than desirable, hopefully you will learn from that and you won't do it again, if that makes any sense. Whereas if it's enjoyable, you can repeat the success that you've had because you've enjoyed the journey and you understand why it was successful. Business is not like the lottery where you get a ticket and you become an instant millionaire. That's not how business works. Business is a grind. Business is not every day is going to be a wonderful day. You got to stay at it. And the business right now is going on its 20th year of staying in business and being somewhat successful. I mean, we've toned her down because Claude's 74 and I just turned 63. So we have to do things differently than what we did just 20 years ago. I mean, 20 years ago, we were throwing engines around. Now we have to use a hoist. But I'm still learning things by just showing up. Every morning, I put my big boy pants on, get dressed, and go to work. Not because I have to, which many people do, but because I know that by showing up, that's a forward momentum. That's progress, okay? And I know that today I'm going to learn something new. I usually do. So on that note, in the comments, what do you think? I mean, how do you define becoming successful? Do you say that it's like winning the lottery, or is it you grind every day working on customer service and doing things better and customer relations, getting the word out, stellar reputation. All those things will get you a customer base over time. It doesn't happen like the lottery. You build one customer at a time. On that note, you guys enjoy your Tuesday.